Guys of a Certain Age is brought to you by no one. Absolutely no one. Except these dudes walking down memory lane. Now let's head to the studio to see what they misremember next.
The season's winding down, but we're just getting started. It's Guys of a Certain Age. Robbie Covalent's in studio as I drop my phone and make noises alongside
Art Shirley.
And Jay Reed.
And Art doesn't have
Hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa. Art doesn't have the excuse of dropping his phone. He just breaks into noises all the time.
That's right.
So, all right. Well, it's closer and closer to Christmas. Do you guys have your Christmas list, like, given to your significant other?
Yes.
Or your wife?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, all the Mrs. Reeds. Anyway,
all the
yeah,
Mrs. Reeds. I mean,
never mind. Never mind. Yeah. So do you give a Christmas list to your family and say, I would like these things?
Yeah.
It depends. We usually do, but like this year, we've done a little bit of that. But my kids have kind of taken it upon themselves to go rogue.
That's nice.
And just get stuff that they know we'll like, and they always do really well. And we've done more of that this year than we normally do as well. So
yeah, I've had that happen too, and it works out pretty well.
Yeah, but we grew up. My parents would handle
some
like
of us did
the L.L. Bean catalog or the Sears catalog from way back, and you know we'd circle things.
Yeah,
and so like when Lindsay, my daughter-in-law, came into the family, her family you just bought stuff. Apparently, I'm learning this now. They bought stuff for each other based on what they thought they would like. There was no list. So for the last 2 or 3 years, we've been saying, "Hey, we need a list. We need a Christmas list."
Yeah, we've always done a list.
She does it. She's having a hard time with it because she's never done that before. So
I usually find the things I like, buy them for myself, and give them to my wife or kids to give them.
That's
to me
what
for
Becky
Christmas.
does.
I've done that too.
Becky, I said, I need to get you something. What can I get you? And she goes, oh no, I've taken care of it. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Okay.
And the great thing about buying it early is you give it away and you forget that you bought it. Yeah. So the secret is to buy it like in October or September, and hopefully your wife remembers where she put it because that's happened too. So it's just advantages.
My mom
found
found a box under their bed, and it was dated. I forget the year, but it was like, it said, do not open this until December 25th, say 2018. Well, in 2020, she found the box. Those are not the right dates, but 2 years later, she found the box under the bed.
Wow.
My dad had bought it and put it on his handwriting. And he forgot completely about it. So 2 years later, she found it.
What was it?
A dozen
It was
eggs.
like a chip and dip, like a
Chippendales. What?
Oh,
Sorry, Mr. Reed.
or maybe not.
a ceramic chip and dip. Gail, what did I just say? Do we need to
I'm going to pass
start over? I wondered, did I actually say something that just sound like it? Or
We're about to mess. Chip and Richard.
Charles and Richard. Oh, gosh.
I don't want to get us a rating on this.
Maybe you could bleep it. We'll just.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
We're composed.
Chips and dip.
That's it. Almost worse. All right. So
Gail
they found,
Pittman.
Yeah, Gail Pittman. Ooh, that's expensive stuff. Yeah, might be more expensive now after it's aged for 2 or 3
When
years.
it ages under the bed for 2 years, it gains value. Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna leave that one alone.
My glasses are fogged up. I cannot see my notes.
Wow, it's your own fault. You did it yourself.
That's why I said the wrong word.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's
So,
right.
all right, Geeks of the Week. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You always go first. Start.
Okay, I'm kind of the Karen Osborne of the set. What's her name? Osborne? What's Ozzy's wife's name?
Sharon.
Sharon, not Karen. Karen was the one that complained all the time to managers about the Black Sabbath albums.
No, that was Tipper.
Oh, that was Tipper.
Gore.
Tipper waitress. I can't remember what I was going to say now.
We don't.
I got to be real careful.
Yeah.
I have discovered recently some BBC radio dramas.
Ooh.
They are the James Bond novels.
Excellent.
Faithful to the books.
Yeah.
They're done in chronological order.
Dramatized.
Dramatized, yes. And they're all about an hour and a half each.
Yeah.
Very good, very well done. They usually have a big guest star that's going to play. Ian McKellen played Goldfinger in the Goldfinger thing. But the guy that plays James Bond is Toby Stevens, who may not be a name we recognize right off. But did everybody watch the remake of the Lost in Space series that they had on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, the father of that is Toby Stevens.
I can't picture him, but
Once you see him, you'll recognize him. But
yeah.
what I did not realize, I've seen him in other things too, is he is Maggie Smith's son. Maggie Smith from Harry Potter. And,
Real son. Actual son.
Yes, and Downton Abbey
yeah.
and things. Yeah.
yeah.
But it's a really well done series. It's good. And like I said, it's faithful to the book. So it's kind of nice to see that. I've heard that they're trying to get Christopher Nolan to do the next Bond iteration, have him do a trilogy of them, and he wants to set it back in the time of the novels, which would be the late 50s, which I think would be a really cool way to go.
Great.
Yeah,
That would be great. I remember on Mississippi Public Broadcasting, or NPR radio, they aired on Sunday nights. I think we've talked about this at 6 and 6:30. They aired the BBC dramatization of The Lord of the Rings.
yeah,
And then at 6:30 they did Star Wars.
yeah.
A
Those
New
are
Hope.
good too. Those are really good.
And Star Wars had most of the cast back, but not everybody.
Yeah.
So
So where can you hear those?
YouTube has them.
Okay.
You actually can go to the BBC site and find them.
this is the BBC.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, YouTube has it, and in fact, there's a playlist that has them all in order that you can play.
When were they produced?
They were good question. 2018.
Okay,
Yeah, so they're relatively new.
Yeah. Yeah, this stuff I'm talking about was produced back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, the Star Wars stuff was just right around the time the movies were being made.
And I've got,
I guess right after the third one had come out.
Yeah, and I think I still have cassettes where I recorded it off.
Yeah.
But I've got, I know I've got The Lord of the Rings on CD, so just great dramatization. So excellent. We may have to check that out. Jay, what's up? Be careful what you say.
I cannot even focus right now. On Thanksgiving Day, of course, the Macy's parade. One of my friends was there this year.
Wow.
And
The turkey?
this is an actual person.
Santa? Are you friends with Santa?
Cher. It's actually Cher. My friend Cher.
If you could turn back time.
Wow, she apparently has.
Yeah. She has stopped it for sure.
Yeah, she's a hologram. Anyway, I'm sorry. You had a friend at Macy's.
Right. And so, but I saw this clip of, this is, of course, a throwback to 87 and 89 when there was a Marvel float on the Macy's parade. And I encourage you, I got this from comicbook.com. So go to comicbook.com. This was just from a week ago. We're recording this a week after Thanksgiving. So this will be fresh, will be easy to find. But they're hilarious. The one from 87, I think they use actually the same float, but it's got the Hulk and it's got all kinds of characters. But the fascinating thing about this is Doctor Strange like literally pulls Captain America out of a comic book to come fight whoever it was. I can't remember who he was fighting. And but
so it was a live action float.
It was live action, costumed float, and they just kind of did a fight scene. And at the end of it, spoiler, Captain America fights the Hulk and pushes Hulk off the float. And there's, of course, people there to catch him. But
Poor Hulk.
It's really cool seeing, because it's the old costume.
I mean, Lou Ferrigno was kind of old then, too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is like a big green foam costume. And,
So he's probably okay falling onto the
yeah, he was fine. Yeah, he was fine. So that was, I think, the 87. And then on the 89, looked like the same float because it's got like a building that looks like it's about to fall, and it's the same building falling the same way. But there's just people running around, all kinds of, tons of characters. But then it's got Melba Moore. I don't know her very well, but a singer.
Yeah.
And she's singing "I Need a Hero" throughout this whole fight scene in the 89 parade.
That's not cheesy at all.
No, it's just fun. It's just fun. So it's very different from our current.
And where did you see it?
Comicbook.com. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
They pulled the YouTube video, but comicbook.com will pull both of them for you.
Check that out.
There you go. That would
Fun
be
times.
I'm trying to think what Melba Moore's hit was. or maybe she had several. But
Well, just looking on Wikipedia, she's got a long discography, but I didn't really study it to know what her.
I'm going to look up Melba Moore because I don't remember Melba Moore.
Great voice.
remember the
Great
name?
voice.
She got a.
And she was dressed in costume too, but I don't know who. It was like a black costume with a silver star or something.
Love the One I'm With. Love's Coming at You. That's an 82 hit, 86. She did a post-disco R&B type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I would probably recognize
She got
her.
a Tony, so I mean, she's pretty good.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
the featured singer on a Macy's Float Float. Hey,
I mean, float.
float. I'm
float.
having trouble with words today.
Oh, yes, you are. Now I've got to figure out how I'm going to edit those words. So, all right. So, we all know the greatest documentary of all time is One Night in March. The second greatest documentary of all time is This Is Spinal Tap. Well, guess what?
They're combining them.
No,
One
This
Spinal
Is
Tap in March.
There you go.
Rob Reiner, Robbie Koblenz together.
The Robs. So they're
You've
going to
been
start.
robbed.
You've been robbed. So the end of February, they're going to start shooting Spinal Tap 2.
Wow.
So all the original cast is coming back, which I'm pretty excited about. And there are going to be some additional musical guests along with David St. Hubbins, Nigel Tufnell, and Derek Smalls. What
That's
great
some
name.
funny stuff. You've seen that, haven't you, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Paul McCartney's coming on.
Oh, that's good. All these people, so actual people playing themselves.
Paul McCartney, Elton John, and Garth Brooks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. So, supposed to start, like I said, filming the end of 24. I don't know when the release is going to be. And Rob Reiner's going to reprise himself.
Okay. Theatrical release or like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
It's got to be a theatrical.
Yeah.
I mean,
Taylor Swift going to make it.
that would be hilarious.
That would
would it not?
guarantee some big box office numbers too.
So Reiner said everybody's back, and for one of England's loudest bands, not best bands, but Spinal Tap
loudest bands,
is one
yeah.
of because it goes to 11.
Yeah.
So, but that should be a lot of fun.
Oh, that should be really good.
I really enjoyed This Is Spinal Tap, and it's a cornucopia of cameos.
Ah,
How do you like that?
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You pronounced that quite well.
I did.
The
So
protector and the corrector.
oh, that's right. I forgot that was your official title.
That's right.
when did
Not
that
just
happen?
hot
Oh,
cocoa.
that's been a month or two ago.
I guess
right?
I was
it
out
was
here.
the last episode, Vegas episode that I just listened to on the way over here.
What?
Huh?
I thought we had just signed you that duty as protecting and correcting. I thought you were listening to the shows and going to have a report
Well,
for
I
us.
would, yes, but I didn't get the title.
Oh, okay.
We
to
didn't-
protect and correct.
We decided
face tattoo.
we couldn't up your pay.
So we just gave you a title
Yeah.
bump or a title.
We talked about doubling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So -1 to -2. So anyway,
I do think I remember a while back we said you were
Oh, we
gonna
talked
start,
about
yeah.
the fact that I was going to come back and do a correction episode. But
What happened?
The
We never-
official title. Well, I guess y'all been correct.
We've been so
How about
correct.
that?
Yeah. Or maybe it's just,
We don't
beyond.
A bastion of accuracy.
But call us
the protector and corrector, the night protector and corrector. That's
my
what
parents were married. Don't call me a bastion.
We're going to get an E.
we're gonna get something, that's for sure. So, all right, we're gonna take a break, try to recompose ourselves, and we're gonna talk the Marvels, not including the three of us, up next. And we're back. We all went to go see a movie together. There were what, 12 of us, 8 of us, like
Yeah.
8 or 10 of us in the movie theater, and 3 of them were us.
Yeah.
So we
That's
saw
the first time we've done that in a while. I can't remember the last one we saw together.
Quantumania.
Probably so.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
So I haven't been that as long as I thought it would have been.
but
I just
you
don't
know,
remember the movie.
time is relative. So,
Timing-wise.
so the 3 of us went to go see the Marvels,
Yes.
and so generally, Art, what did you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It was, a lighter thing than we've seen probably from Marvel for a while, and it was just fun. I thought it was good. We talked about this afterwards, but after seeing Secret Invasion, it was nice to see the Nick Fury we all remembered.
Yeah, Nick
and
Fury
loved.
back.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah.
Fury back, because he was not Nick Fury.
No, man.
Samuel L. Jackson was not Nick Fury in that movie.
in the series.
That series, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, in the movie, it was good. It was just fun. Like I said, it was just fun.
Yeah.
There was, we didn't really know who the villain was. I don't think we had any real, backstory on, but we didn't. I don't think we needed it.
No.
And we get so much of that. It was kind of nice not to have, just to kind of start in media res, as they say.
And so, spoiler alerts, we'll talk about endings and things like that. So, but Jay, what did you think?
I echo that. It was fun. It sort
Echo's
of
not
reminded
out
me
for another 6 weeks or so.
It
or 3
reminded
weeks.
me a lot of the spirit of Guardians of the Galaxy, where there's serious battles and issues, but at the same time, it was pretty lighthearted. There was a very much a human component to it with the Aunt Carol story, and I really ended up enjoying Miss Marvel, the show, and so for her to be in it, and Kamala Khan, and to just the way she interacted, with everybody.
That's what the review I read of it, and it's not doing well box office wise. It's the worst performing movie. I don't think critics like it at all, but people that do seem to connect with it really connect with it, and I think a lot of them like her because they said she represents us. She's as we would act. If we were around these folks, because she's just, kind of a fangirl. Yeah.
When she's floating in space, and it's just like, Nick Fury, is this a test?
So, Iman Vellani, who plays Kamala Khan, stole the show. She was fabulous. And she was great in Miss Marvel. And again, like you said, she's a proxy for the viewer. The whole kit and caboodle, the way she just were besties and we a team, the whole kit, the whole situation was a lot of fun.
And really, her family was
her mom and dad
throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
So even though it was the Marvels, without them and their house and everything else, I mean, it would have been very different movie.
Well, remember, this is the direct sequel to the Miss Marvel series, because the stinger on the Miss Marvel episode last month was we saw it where Carol Danvers pops in, and there she is.
Yeah.
So, and kind of freaks out a little bit. So that was a lot of fun. You didn't necessarily have to have seen Captain Marvel to go into.
No, you really didn't. They talked about some things and showed some clips that would have been from that movie, but it didn't matter. I mean, it gave you enough backstory.
Hour and a half or so, hour 40, I think was a complete runtime.
Truly unique.
And was welcomed. I thought. Yeah.
But just a really, really fun. It reminded me somewhat of Iron Man.
Yeah.
That it didn't have a whole lot of baggage. There wasn't a lot of threads it was tying together. And so it was a nice little standalone. And like you said, Art, you don't really need to know about the villain. You just need to.
All we need to know is that's the villain.
Yeah. That's right.
We don't need to know the backstory, whatever. Just and we did know why. We found out why. We were, explained why she didn't like the Captain Marvel character. What do they call her? The
Annihilator?
Annihilator is what I was thinking too, yeah.
That's what we're going to call Art. You're the protector and corrector, and he's Annihilator.
Okay. Annihilator.
Yeah, that's right.
We call those little square candies.
Yeah, Annihilators.
Annihilators.
Yeah, that's right.
Why do they call them that? Because they'll kill you.
I have to say I'm a little tired of the Skrulls.
Yeah.
I think we kind of had one Skrull too many.
Yeah, I think Secret Invasion probably helped us reach the saturation point on that.
So, and I was a little not confused, but I mean, there was an inconsistent story because you're led to believe that the majority of Skrulls are on Earth trying to find a place to go, and Fury couldn't find them a world.
Right.
And now here we are. Somebody found them a world that's being threatened. And so, I mean, just a little inconsistent.
Is the Marvels you mentioned was pushed back, right?
Yes.
So is it supposed to happen originally before Secret Invasion?
I think it happens after Secret Invasion.
Okay, so it still would have been there. Okay.
I think.
Okay.
So no mention of a Super Skrull at all.
Yeah.
So I just, again, like we talked last episode.
It very much seemed to be an episode contained, unto itself.
Yeah.
I mean, there were references to other things, but you didn't need any of that.
It could have easily been a limited series as well.
Sure could have been.
So, spoiler alert, let's talk about the two endings. So the first ending, which was not a stinger, but was at the end of the movie,
final scene,
where Kamala Khan approaches Haley Stansfield. What's her
Steinfeld?
Steinfeld. Thank you, Protector. So,
Which
who-
is
who
she's
plays
not called Hawkeye, right? Is she called Hawkeye? Is there
I
another?
think she eventually becomes Hawkeye. That's what
Yeah.
she was in.
So young Hawkeye from the
Yeah.
Hawkeye series about forming a group and it just mimicked the whole Nick Fury at the end of Iron Man sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, a lot of the same words. It was really great. So setting up the Young Avengers, which would be fabulous. Who would be in the Young Avengers? You would have Hawkeye, Miss Marvel. You would have Black Widow's
a sister, yeah.
sister.
Uh-huh.
Who else would She-Hulk? No, she's too old to be young.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else would you?
I don't know. They really don't have a lot of the sidekick kind of folks. Spider-Man could be, but he's not going to be in that.
Yeah, and Tom Holland said he would only come back for the right script.
Yeah.
For Spider-Man. So, but anyway, a Young Avengers would be fun. So it'd be a lot. Of fun.
Miles Morales. What if
Oh,
they could
yeah.
bring Miles Morales in?
Man, I'm so ready for a live action Miles Morales.
I think that would be very cool.
Have you seen the second Spider-Verse?
I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch it this weekend.
It's excellent.
It's better than the first.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I guess I heard it from y'all.
Yeah.
but yeah, so I want to see it. But I think that would be a really cool way to go.
Yeah.
Miles Morales. Obviously gives you a chance to introduce some other people.
Yeah.
I don't know if there could possibly be, someone that might be from the X-Men world.
Ironheart.
Ironheart is gonna
yeah,
be in it. Yeah,
from
that's right.
the second Black Panther movie. I cannot remember her name.
And what about Black Panther? Now that's his sister. I mean, she's relatively young.
Yeah, maybe, but too powerful to be a Young Avenger. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but anyway.
Anybody in the Thor world? No, there's not. I can't think of anybody that would be there.
I can't think of anybody.
Let me backtrack a bit. Monica Rambeau in this movie.
Yes.
I remember her character having like a nickname, but throughout the whole movie, there's like, we're going to come up with a nickname. But does she not already have a name in
Impulse is no, she doesn't. But her character's Impulse, I believe, or Photon.
Photon is what I was thinking.
Photon.
Because Impulse played into the second inning. We'll talk about here.
Yeah.
So Photon. Okay, but
no. I thought she was binary.
What?
Okay, we'll talk about it. So first,
I thought you said she was Impulse, but you think she's binary.
yeah, because Carol Danvers was both Impulse and binary, and Photon at some point.
Okay.
Her Marvel character, she was Miss Marvel, and she's had a host of code names.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it was Photon is what.
But in this movie, they never
They
landed
never,
on
and we kept
anything.
thinking they were going to.
Professor Marvel.
I thought that would be I thought that would be something they mentioned at the end, but they
Yeah,
didn't get
that's
to
what
it.
I did too, and especially at the very end, which I think you're about to introduce.
Well, so back to what's her name? Monica
Monica
Rambeau. A direct carryover from the
WandaVision.
Miniseries from 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Where she goes through the hex and she's imbued with powers.
Yeah.
So
Been 3 years ago now.
has it been? Yeah, I guess it would have been. There was speculation that whole thing would have created the mutant crisis, that everybody who was involved in that hex would be mutated, and that maybe the Fantastic Four would come out of that.
Yeah.
So, which kind of leads into the second, the only stinger,
the mid-credit
the
scene.
mid-credit scenes. What did you guys? Well, let's set it up. So, Monica Rambeau, whatever her code name is, has to close this rift in the multiverse.
Yeah.
The only way she can close is by being on the other side of the rift, and so she closes, saves our known universe.
which they didn't fully explain, but it was what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you think she's dead, she's gone. Well, the mid-credit scene is she wakes up in the X-Men continuity with Kelsey Grammer playing the Beast,
Yeah.
which was from the Charles Xavier, Patrick Stewart era of X-Men. And so they name-check Charles Xavier. They're in the Danger Room. Is it the Danger Room? No, it's not
No,
the
the danger room is there where they training room. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it looked like it looked like their underground layer.
I think it was in their basement.
With
Yeah.
the
Like a
big
hospital
X's
off
on the
to
door.
side
Yeah.
of the danger room, probably.
Yeah.
Where
So-
you go
after you've been in the
danger
room.
room. Yeah.
After you get out of
Yeah.
danger, you go into
Yeah.
the hospital. So
So she's in a hospital-looking situation.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the X-Men continuity of whatever Earth that is. So,
And then she sees who she thinks is her mother.
but is not.
Yeah.
So
Mother has no recollection of this person at all.
yeah,
And is very suspicious.
Yes.
Very not nice
And-
about it, almost.
That's who I thought when we saw it. You said was Impulse, but now you think it may be binary.
I don't know who.
We don't know who it is.
They never name check.
Yeah.
But if you recall back in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, her character appeared in the where we had the Fantastic Four. She showed up. Remember?
Okay.
So I don't know if it's the same costume. I haven't gone back to look
not
at.
the same costume, but same actress. I think,
Same
right?
actress,
yeah,
Monica
and maybe
Rambeau.
a similar costume.
Yeah, I actually know she's Captain Marvel. That's right. She's Captain Marvel in that reality.
She sure is.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
she sure
got
is.
the
She's
mom
got
or the
mom.
The mom is, and she's got the star, and it's a slightly different color combination.
It's the green. It's the original
yeah.
Kree
Yeah.
green.
Right.
So she's Captain Marvel.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just messing with your mind. Messing with your mind. So anyway.
Now, okay, so Kelsey Grammer as the Beast, that was CGI. That was not him in the makeup, I think.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, it was very the movement of it was very stilted looking. We can look it up and see.
It sounded like him.
Well, yes, it sounded like him. I think
because he voiced it,
and
he
I think it's
said,
either motion capture and they just did it, or what. But I'd like to go back and see it again.
He has said he would love to reappear in the MCU.
Yeah, and we really went into this thing, as far as I know, spoiler free.
I had no idea
what the
no idea.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I had no idea.
the Run P app was giving you.
It only told me that there was a scene, but that was it.
Okay.
And did you make that scene?
Well, actually, I made it. Well, I didn't make it through the movie, but I made it through that scene. But it did.
For those of you betting, Jay lasted 1 hour and 5 minutes into the movie.
Did I make the? Was
The
that the
over and
over/under?
Wow.
So I need to make mention. I think one of my favorite scenes, which, the flirkin thing, never have. Okay,
The Flirkins are the cats that they had in
Goose is a flirkin.
Yeah, that was that we first saw them in the original Captain Marvel movie.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
So they have these big tentacles that they open their mouth and the tentacles come out and they eat. So, and then sometimes they throw up. So this,
Like a
this
hairball.
whole,
like a hairball kind of thing.
you have this brain looking thing that we think is something sinister.
Yeah.
That's been planted in the space station or wherever they are. And then all of a sudden there's multiple, and we're all like, well, what's this going to be? What's this going to be? And then it turns out to be flirkin eggs.
Flirkin eggs, yeah.
And all these little kittens come out that end up saving the day. But as they're saving the day in this sort of a slow motion scene, all of a sudden, memory from Cats begins to play. I'm like, I know that song.
One of the funniest Flirkin things I've ever seen.
We're going for that E. We're going for that E.
We're just going to see if it makes a difference in our listenership.
Yeah, I mean, that was my favorite.
Yeah, that was
My
hilarious.
favorite scene.
And that's what I was telling Becky. I said, this is one, I think, because she's kind of,
Marveled out.
Marveled out, yeah. I think this is one you would have enjoyed. I said, especially, as a cat owner, I think that you would have enjoyed this one a lot. And a theater person with the memories thing, but yeah. So,
But that was laugh out loud.
that was
Literally,
it was really good.
Yeah. So how are we going to rate this? 3 out of 3 guys?
3 out of 3 guys.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, does it make you anxious for what's going to happen with the X-Men movie now?
I'm curious as opposed to anxious, I guess.
I should have said curious or anticipate.
Yeah, I want to see who's cast, and of course we've heard, that Pedro Pascal will be playing Dr. Richard Reed. That's Dr. Reed Richards. That's confirmed, right?
But that's Fantastic Four.
I'm sorry, you're talking about X-Men. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But you've got to think. I mean, are you going to? Is this how we end up with X-Men and Fantastic Four in the Marvel
Cinematic
Universe?
I think this is where they should go.
Yeah.
I think they would be better served by going with names, and I think X-Men, and to a lesser degree, maybe Fantastic Four. Those are properties that people know about, especially the X-Men, since there have been movies of those. Fantastic Four too, but not as successful. So I think maybe bringing back something that's familiar may help get people back into the theater, especially if they do it well.
Yeah, it left me hopeful. I was excited about the scene and how it was going to play out.
Yeah.
So I hope that they do something with it. But if they don't, they don't.
So remember the comic books in Secret Wars 2, everybody gets pulled into this one reality where you have all these battle worlds and Doctor Doom is in charge. So are we heading towards a kind of final conflict like that where we end up with one prime reality at the end?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. So maybe this will get a chance, give Marvel a chance to catch its collective breath.
I think that, really need to do that.
So John Walker, who plays Secret Agent, who was the Captain America fill-in Winter Soldier, not Winter Soldier. What was it? Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That's the character, right? John Walker is.
Yeah. The guy who plays
Wyatt Russell. Yeah.
Wyatt Russell, Kurt and Goldie Hawn. It's a kid, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
So the guy's playing John.
It's too confusing.
Kurt's son, Wyatt
Russell, has
said that they are in the process. They're getting scripts for Thunderbolts, and Thunderbolts is going to be a very, very different Marvel movie.
Wow, it is a movie though. I keep thinking it's a series, but it's a movie. Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be interesting to see. So
I've got to get Apple TV and finish watching Monarch, and For All Mankind.
Yeah, for another episode dropped last night for All Mankind. I've not watched Monarch yet. I'm trying to get through Invasion. So anyway,
I think as far as Marvel goes, this maybe the movies that are coming. I mean, I kind of went into this one with low expectations.
Yeah, I think
they far exceeded it.
Yes.
And I think anybody that hasn't seen it that wants to, just go into it not expecting, Winter Soldier kind of Marvel, but more Guardians of the Galaxy, and you'll be pleased. And and maybe just some longer gaps give us a little bit more anticipation. In between things will help.
Yeah, I think that definitely oversaturated.
Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for this time. We don't want our listeners to get oversaturated. So.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, this is the episode before Christmas.
Probably.
Well, technically, they've all been the episodes before Christmas. This is the one that's Christmas adjacent.
All
this is the episode of Christmas past. God bless us, everyone. Scrooge is over there not speaking.
I was just thinking about ending the show with, God bless us, everyone. Your little thing. That could be the way we go out. But anyway. All right. Y'all have a great holiday. We'll see you sometime later.